Hey guys, Kanan here with DC by Foot and Top Things to Do DC. So March is Women's History Month, and this coming March 2019, starts the celebration of the centennial of the 19th Amendment. So DC by Foot is partnering with a local women's tourism group called A Tour of Her Own. You might see us talk about them as Toho. So DC by Foot and Toho are partnering together to offer some women's themed history tours at the end of March. We'll be offering a number of tours. We have the Wild Women of Georgetown, a women's military history at Arlington National Cemetery, women in politics throughout the years of Capitol Hill, and a special First Ladies tour, the intriguing stories of women who lived in the White House. And as fans of Top Things to Do DC, we are going to take you on a sneak peek on some of these tours.
A name that I hope people are familiar with is the name of Jeannette Rankin. Anyone know who Jeannette Rankin is? Oh good, she's the first woman elected to Congress. She's unusual in her time in Congress because she's a pacifist. So one of the very first votes she's going to take while she's serving in the House of Representatives has to do with America's involvement in World War I, and she's going to cast no vote for entering into the First World War. She does it because she loves her country, but she doesn't believe in sending people to fight in a war. She'll come back to Congress again in 1940, so she'll do a second term almost 30 years later, and once again the United States on the brink of war. And in 1941, after Pearl Harbor, she again votes no for the United States to enter. She says, as a woman, I can't fight for my country, and I don't believe I can send anyone else to do so as well. You can actually see a statue of Jeannette Rankin at the Capitol building. Her statue was given by the state of Montana 1985, so just 12 years after her death. And you'll see at the very bottom of the statue it says the words, "I cannot vote for war."
So eventually Dr. Mary Edwards Walker would be commissioned as an assistant surgeon, which allows her to get closer to the battlefield for surgery. Now, if you were thinking woman in the 1860s, you might be picturing like a big petticoat and a hoop skirt, right? Well, can you imagine doing surgery in that? No, and neither could she. So she gets rid of it, and she walks around in navy slack, a sergeant's tunic, and a surgeon's sash, and occasionally a bow tie and a top hat. This is illegal. She is arrested 3 times for impersonating a man. She is captured by the Confederacy, imprisoned in Castle Thunder, because why else would a woman be wearing pants unless it was to deceive them?
So, Maya Lin is the woman responsible for the design behind the Vietnam Wall. This was especially notable because she was only a college student at Yale Architecture School at the time. She won the contest to design this wall out of over 1,400 different entries. And it was a huge success, of course, for a woman so young, but it was also greatly controversial. Her design was really not what a lot of people wanted to see for a war memorial. It was using black granite instead of white marble. It descended into the earth instead of being elevated high above the land like the others. And people thought that that was a really dark take on this war, that she was trying to assert her own political agenda. But she made it clear that she chose that black granite because of its reflection, that people at that memorial could not only stand there and reflect on the war in general, but they could literally look at their reflection in the stone and consider their place in America, seeing all of these names cast before them. So Maya Lin was the first woman to design a memorial on the National Mall, and she has been long lauded as a true prodigy of architecture, a great visionary in her field, and has made a huge impact on the National Mall landscape as it is today.
Like all of our tours, the tours themselves are name your own price, so you get to decide how much they were worth at the end of the tour. But to make sure we have manageable group sizes, there is a $3 reservation fee to book the tour. Now those $3 fees are going to be used as a donation to the National Women's Party at the Belmont Paul House. My colleague Becca is going to tell you all about where those donations are going to go.
The National Women's Party does incredible work. We're coming up on the centennial of the 19th Amendment, and so the National Women's Party is working on programs and activities to help raise awareness of that history. One of the biggest components of this is a traveling exhibit that's going to go to Richmond, Annapolis, and hopefully lots of other state capitals around the country. So if you book a tour with us, you're not only going to be getting great history with our great tour guides, you're also going to be supporting the National Women's Party. We thank you in advance for booking one of our women's history tours.
So if you guys have any questions, you can check out the link below. We'd love for you to join the conversation. You can comment below, find us on social media, shoot us an email, send us a text. We'd love to hear from you.
Leaving this in there.